Good morning. Today I'm going to show you a quick tutorial on how to create a classroom with Google Classroom, which is part of the Google Suites for Education. So the first thing you want to do is go to Google Classroom, and it's going to have you sign in with your Google email. If you do not have one, you will need to sign up for one of those. So you can see that I have several created here already for all of my classes that I teach. Now, if you have not created any before, this will be blank and it will prompt you to go up here to this create a class or join class. So to create a class, we're going to want to hit this plus sign and it's going to ask you to join or create a class, and we're going to create. Now, once you hit create a class, it's going to prompt you to name this and basically describe it. This will make it easier for you to get to it and just keeps it organized. So I'm just going to call it my tutorial class. We'll say that this is for grad school, subject, internet resources, and my classroom is room 210. So we're going to create that class, and it'll take it a second. Okay, now that the class has been created, this is what your home screen is going to look like. This is going to be your class homepage. So there are several things that you can do with this. First, you're going to want to get students involved. And so they're either going to need the code, and so you could pop this up on the screen, let them see that, and they can add it into their Google Classroom. Or you can also send out invites through email, but I've found that this is the easiest way for students to get onto your class page. Now, with Google Classroom, there are several ways to communicate with your students. The first one right here is going to be in the class stream. This is where you can put announcements up, you can add in files or Google Docs, you can add in YouTube videos or links. Now, this is not where it's going to be an assignment. This is just you simply putting out an announcement to your class. Now, if you teach multiple classes, a nice thing about this is it allows you to send it to every single class, or I can just select one. So let's say I want to assign it to tutorial class along with Geography 8 and Geography 3. Then I would just click those three, and that would be the only ones that I'm assigning it to. Same, I can also select just a certain amount of students, or I could select all students as well. It's up to you. Now, if you want to create an assignment, you're going to go to classwork. Now, with classwork, this is where you are assigning stuff for your students. So you go to create, and it gives you several different options. So if I clicked an assignment, it's going to ask me to title it. Again, I can assign it to certain people or certain classes. Put my instructions. I can give them the grade point value, a due date, originality reports, and then again I can utilize different tools across the internet to pull from. So if I created the document on Google Doc, I would upload it and it assigns it to each student that way as well. Now up here on the People tab, this is where all of your students would be listed. And another nifty thing that Google does is they allow you to invite a guardian. So that guardian is part of your Google Classroom as well, and it just lets students know, hey, you're seeing this, but also your parents are seeing it as well. And that way it keeps parent interaction up in the classroom as well. And finally, grades. This would appear after you have graded several assignments, and students could also go on here and see their grades after you had posted them. So Google Classroom, again, it's a wonderful tool. You can utilize it in several different ways. You can, select a theme and specialize it and tailor it directly to your class, and it just makes education so much easier, and it allows you to communicate with students anytime, anywhere, even if you're at school or you're not. So I hope you utilize it in your classroom. Thanks.